Hi, I'm Jeff Bartley from Southbend Range. I'm the Senior Technical Advisor in Technical Support, and in today's video we're going to go through the steps to remove and replace convection motor, blower wheel, motor pocket, and wiring. So I've already removed the racks themselves, the side racks that go on this side and the right side. Now I'm going to take the baffle out, which is upper right screw that you just turn by hand. Tilt it, pull it straight out. All of our convection blower wheel motor assemblies, they all remove from the inside. Nothing comes out from the back side. So these are handles. You'll never take those off. You'll remove the top 7/16 screws, 4, and the 4 underneath, and you'll take 2 pieces of cardboard and set in the bottom of the oven, which somebody just handed me. And the only reason why you need to do that is so when you pull it inside, it's metal on porcelain, you don't scratch it or shatter it. The customer would be very upset with that. So let's take these 8 bolts out. Bring it inside. There you are. Now we're going to take the cap off. The motor wiring. Black to black is high speed. Red to red is low speed. White to white is neutral. Blue to blue is output from the centrifugal switch. Purple is input to the centrifugal switch, and orange goes to the switch itself. Then we'll come on the back side, which you can't see, but there's a clamp back there to relieve this on the wire harness. And we'll take this ground off too after I loosen up the saddle clamp on it. Then we'll take the wire out and we'll bring it out, and then we'll talk about the motor. This motor is made by a company called Fur. It's the only motor that we use in all of our product lines. These are start capacitors, not run capacitors. So let's say the oven's off, you turn it on, the blower doesn't start, but you change speeds and it runs, and then you flip back to the same speed that it didn't start on and it continues to run. Good possibility that your start capacitor is bad. Now, to change this motor, first thing that we need to do is we need to take these 2 apart and lift off the blower wheel. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to loosen up the 2 bolts that hold it to the shaft. Up. Okay, wheels off. We'll set that off to the side so it doesn't get damaged. Next thing we'll do, so flip it over here, this bolt and these 2 bolts here, we'll take those out. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of tip it right there. There you go. Now to change the motor, get new motor and reverse course. Okay, so I've remounted the motor off camera, which you saw me take it out. You should be able to put it back in with no problem. But let's talk about the shaft of the motor and what's a serviceable shaft and what's a non-serviceable shaft. So you see the indentations of the old blower wheel here on the shaft. That's okay. If you see a corkscrew that encompasses all the way around the shaft, that's not okay. That's an unserviceable shaft, unserviceable motor, and the motor has to be changed. If you see a groove cut out all the way around the shaft in a circle, that's also an unserviceable shaft and the motor needs to be changed. If it looks like this, it's okay. If it doesn't have any striations or indentations, it's fine too. If you're out on a job, noise coming from inside the cavity, and you see that it's a blower wheel issue, you have to take the blower wheel off. You have to inspect the shaft. And you're looking for either this or corkscrew lines that encompass the shaft all the way around, or circular lines that encompass the shaft. The latter two make this motor unserviceable, and you can't use it going forward. It has to be changed. Those two bolts need to be on each side of the flat part of the shaft. So make sure that the bolts are nice and loose, not sticking out on the inside. Slide it down, and we're looking for 1/8 to 1/4 inch from the motor mount plate in the back of the blower wheel. That would be a proper spacing for a gas convection oven. An electric convection oven would be 5/8 of an inch from this surface to the underneath of the blower wheel. So once we get these snugged up where it won't move, we'll tighten these. We'll snug them, and then we'll torque them to 140 inch-pounds, and that would be the spec for these two bolts, and we'll do that off camera. Okay, so this is a part that you couldn't see when I was taking this out from inside the oven. This is strain relief. This is where the harness, if you will, comes from the main part of the convection oven that goes out to the motor. It's a connector called MP1. So it slides through here just like I have my finger, but it's a black cable. And then you tighten these two screws down, not till they're tight. It's just tight enough to where you can take the cable and you can lightly yank on it and it doesn't pull out through the strain relief. You don't want to tighten it like your life depends on it, because you can cause a direct short in it. So since I've talked about that and you guys couldn't see it, this is also the grounding stud that you couldn't see either, where I took the grounding wire off. That's on the MP1 harness. So we're going to cut, and I'm going to hook this back up inside the oven. I'm going to do the portions that you couldn't see the first time, because you won't be able to see them this time either. And then once I get those done, then we'll start rolling again, and you guys can pick up on how to put this back in. We got the motor back in there. We have it wired right back up. I explained the wiring on it when I disconnected it, so shouldn't be anything rough there. Now we're going to pick it up and we're going to put it back in the pocket and put the bolts back in it. Always want to start them by hand before you ever put any power tools to them. There we go. We're all in by hand. We'll start at the bottom. That way it'll go in and it'll raise up at the top, and then everybody else will be nice and even all the way around. But just snug. Take our cardboard out because we don't need it anymore. Set that out of the way. Grab our baffle. You have to line the tubes up with the tubes. Okay, so we didn't show you how to take the side racks out, but they're pretty easy. They just slide in, start them at the bottom, and then slide up. And they go in here, 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 and back there. One thing I will say is this one over here to the right, when you do it, be careful of your tent probe right there. Otherwise, you might be spending some money that you really don't want to spend. And that's it. Put the racks back in it, fire it up.